Hello, Swivelheads. It's Greg Allison with Swivelhead News. Welcome to the Banana Republic. Yes, we are now the Banana Republic. In fact, when the Russians actually accuse you of being a Banana Republic, you might be a Banana Republic. Oh my gosh, guys. Dmitry Petros, what's his name? Oh, shoot. Dmitry Petrov, Pechkov, I can't say his name right now. One of the spokesmen from the Kremlin. He actually drew parallels of how apparently the Biden administration had, according to him, uh, used lawfare to attack uh, the political opponent to keep the election in his favor or whatever. And it's kind of funny because that's what we've always accused Russia of doing, and as we know, that's been happening with Putin. If you oppose Putin, you don't fare so well in Russia. Well, apparently the same is true here in the United States now. So maybe they were kind of giddy with glee over that in Russia. Oh, look, the United States is doing this now. Oh, look, the United States. Yeah. What do you think about that, guys? Let me bring in the chat room here because let's see who's in the house right now because we're going to have a little conversation. I'm back from Arizona. Just got back this morning. Just got back. So let me bring this video up. Probably got to kill sound. Sounds kill. We already got 22 in the house. Not bad for this crazy wee hour. Yikes, guys. A lot of people are going, are just in shock and disbelief. But really, what else would you expect? The trial was in New York City, deep blue New York. How many book deals are these jurors going to be signing? Think about it. How many book deals will the jurors be signing? Oh, yeah. You think there might be something to that? Uh, you know, Trump wanted, you've heard that the other side says, well, it was the way it was supposed to happen. It was 12 jurors vetted and picked by each side. Really? Well, actually, the Trump side wanted to move the venue, and it wasn't allowed. Of course, it's a New York case. They wanted to move the venue of the trial. And because, really and truly, why do venues get moved? They get moved because there are places where you just can't have a fair trial, where the crowd has a certain mindset. Do you think maybe a deep blue state like New York might have a mindset? Do you think that there might be something a bit questionable about it? I mean, would you think that maybe a lot of people there might be out to get the T-man? Maybe maybe they would act like, oh, I'm neutral. I'm neutral. Oh yeah, I like Trump. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or oh, I have no opinion. Buck Bill. You know, they will stop at nothing. You're right, Sabrina. So how about this? Consider what this case was. Somehow they found 34 counts, 34 potential felonies. That's what they claim. All over hush money. Now, the whole trial, the basis of the trial boiled down to a porn star hooker, a ex-lawyer for Trump who wrote a book and made a lot of money based on claims made, who would he have a vested interest in this? And the laudable source, the National Enquirer, who supposedly bought the story to bury it. Oh, yeah. These are three highly reputable sources, right? National Enquirer, a hooker, and a lawyer who made a ton of money on a book deal. All set out to hang a former president. Never been done before. In a state where the politics run very contrary to the politics of the T-man. Well, Miles last night moving all pots. Oh, well. Yeah, I haven't had any sleep hardly all week. I didn't bother to set my generator when I was out there without my CPAP. I didn't sleep too good, and I just everything getting adjusted and all the frustrations I was dealing with. And even last night, I actually tried to get 6 hours sleep, but I did not get even four. You know, I laid awake. I was exhausted driving back. I couldn't hardly stay awake. So I finally decided I'd park early for a change, pulled over into a rest area, and just laid there. Couldn't hardly stay awake driving, and I couldn't go to sleep when I laid down. And I just laid there, like, what's going on? then and then I woke up early. I set the alarm clock. No, I woke up way earlier. I mean, I put curtains and all kind of stuff to try to sleep, and just didn't happen. And so today, I chugged a lot of coffee, driving, lots of coffee. So still maybe a little wired from that. Yeah, I got a lot to do, guys. Thank you, Michelle, for sharing that. And thank you for the generous donations you've gave through my website of late. She always manages to give something. Salute to Michelle. She's usually the first contributor. So thank you, Michelle, for your super chats. Also, Colorado Jen sent me a nice check last time. She's not in the house now. I don't think I'll bring it up next time I see her in the house. So, guys, I want to hear from you. We got 44 in the room. This is enough to weigh in. If you think that Trump could get a fair trial in deep blue New York City, put a one in the chat room. If you think there's no way Trump could have got a fair trial in New York City, put a two in the chat room. What do y'all think? What do you think? I'd like to hear what you guys got to think, not just me. What do you think about it? Do you think he could have got a fair trial in deep blue New York? If you do, put a one in the chat room. If you think no way, put a two in the chat room. Let's see what you guys think about. Could he have gotten a fair trial there in the first place? See, one, two. Twos are beginning to percolate in. Yeah, I just like to see what y'all think about this. We got nuke war news to talk about too, guys. Serious nuke war news. Nobody voting here seems to think he could have got a fair trial there. So you're going to take a former president of the United States, try him in state court. Oh, not only a former president, but the leading candidate for office. The leading candidate for office in a presidential campaign. That's two things that's never happened before in the entire history of this country. Never. The Rubicon has been crossed. Look out, Biden. Look out, Hillary. Look out, Obama. We know Biden's closet squeaky clean. He has no trouble from his son. We know from social media that there's nothing to do with no laptop. No, social media fact checkers and Snopes have told us there's nothing to see here. Oh no. Oh no, there was no influence peddling. No, nothing to do with Burisma, Ukraine. No, nothing. Nothing to see here. Gag order. Yeah, gag order. All up one side and down the other. Blocking his freedom of speech. You can't go. Oh, we're going to try you, and you can't complain about it. You can't say nothing. Really? Now, Trump is one of the most verbose people in the world. How do you take somebody that verbose and you can't say nothing? Sit on your hands. You can't even make hand gestures. I mean, good grief, guys. New York is super dirty. Amen. Amen. Lordy, Lordy, guys. Corrosion of justice. Wow. The Rubicon's been crossed. You could say we are in a civil war. It's been conducted by lawfare and illegal immigration to try to trip the ballot boxes in congressional districts in this country. All being orchestrated by who? Oh yeah, I got some articles I'm going to pull up later in another show to show you guys where this whole thing with Quantico. Guys, there was two guys from Jordan. One crossed illegally, and the other was in the United States on an expired visa. drove a box truck up to Quantico. What was in that box truck? They got arrested by the MPs. This whole thing's been swept under the rug. Shh, nothing to see here. No, 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 no. Nobody come across the border is a problem. No, no, no. It's all good. Sweep, sweep, sweep. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I think there's words for this whole thing with a border fiasco to allow what's happening to happen. To me, borders on another word. It starts with a T and rhymes with reason. It seems that there's maybe an issue there that might fit in that category. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, Rodney, good to see you. This whole thing at Quantico occurred, I think, about a month ago. I've got an article on, but yeah, I was seeing another article claiming that there's attempts on our military bases regularly now. Oh, just regular. I don't know. This just out of hand, guys. It's out of hand. If y'all agree with New Days, put a 4 in the chat room. If you think that there's nothing to it, put a 3 in the chat room. Oh, Greg, nothing to it is not a problem. If you think that's the case, put a 3 in the chat room. If you agree with New Days, what she just said, put a 4 in the chat room. Let's see what you guys think about this. Tonight we get some voting. We'll also week to other. Yeah, and that's not good. Remember the guy sitting in the Oval Office now ran on, oh, I'm going to restore the respect of the world. We're going to get other nations respecting us again. That was one of his big campaign promises, right? Oh my gosh. And look what's happened. We hightailed it out of Afghanistan. We've left the Taliban to be the most well-armed T organization in the world. We have this whole war in Europe started. China is beating the drums on the Philippines and Ukraine. Taiwan, excuse me. Little Kim over in North Korea, he's been beating the drum. Who's respecting us? BRICS started up. I mean, in big time. There's just been so much happening, guys. So much happening. Hey, True Weather, how you doing? Yeah, a few days, a lot of people seem to be agreeing with you. So, True Weather's been watching the weather for me on my truck back. Lordy, lordy, guys. I managed to stay behind the rain fronts driving back. Just imagine, well, the heavy rain. I got light rain. But, oh, Lord, what an adventure. What an adventure I've had this week. Well, in a sense, NATO, Canadian Prepper, and I are doing the same kind of thing. I've had a homestead for years right here, but this homestead is 26 miles from Browns Ferry Nuclear Power Plant, and people are moving in here to beat the band. So I'm getting out of space where I got some room. So, wow, well, what an adventure. What an adventure. We'll talk about it a little bit more in a minute. But so, yeah, so to kind of recap, so we've got a trial with the chief witnesses or a hooker, a lawyer who's had an out and out with the team man, wrote a book against him, made a killing writing a book. Is he going to go against his book? Is he really going to go against his book or go against where he's made a ton of money? And a esteemed staff, journalist from the highly regarded National Enquirer. Oh, yeah. Inquiring minds want to know, right? And that is how they're trying to bring down the. Hey, New Days. Wow. Salute to you. Thank you very much. Fuel is costing me a big one. And that's not the only thing that's costing me in this show. It's been an adventure. Thank you, New Days. Wow, that'll help. That'll help a lot. Lord. Yeah, guys, I've not been working. I had paid down one credit card a fair bit. I've been running it back up, uh, trying to cover some of the fuel costs and some of the other things. Jeez, it's been an adventure. I got to get my stuff out of here. The house is sold. I got a guy coming to get a lot of my worm farm stuff. Hopefully Saturday, a cousin actually, husband of my first cousin, and a lot of the microgreen stuff. So couldn't make it without y'all and without that, guys. Letting in thousands of unknowns everywhere. That's the problem. I mean, why can't we have a process where we vet who's coming in? Why can't we have a process to vet who's coming in this country? But that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. No, nothing wrong with Burisma. Nothing wrong with uh, somebody had all kind of documents in their garage, and her boy is having his Chinese buddies over and partying with the cars in the garage. Apparently, I don't know. Jeez, what? When Trump was campaigning in the first election, there was, WikiLeaks really let it spill about the stuff that the Hillary had on her servers, and the documents she had, the classified documents that she wasn't supposed to have, and all kind of stuff. They just let it out. Julian Assange. Trump should never threw Julian Assange under the bus. That part mystified me. Maybe I'll have a change of heart now. But when Trump was saying he would put her in jail, but when he gave in office, he says, "Nah, that's just kind of unbecoming. I'm not going to do that." But boy, did they spare him. That's kind of like negotiating with Xi Jinping or any communist leader. Oh yeah, they'll promise you everything. They'll stab you in the back first chance they get. No deal with these guys is a deal of honor because they have no honor. They have no honor. Chris, it sounds like a joke. A hooker, a lawyer, and a judge walk into a bar. Wow. Yeah, really. Yeah, really bad joke. And yet, 34 counts, all guilty, according to the jury from that, totally unbiased jury from the deep blue state, right? Wow, realize they could sentence him 4 years per count. Now, I just read an article. Somebody said, well, this is Trump's first offense, and given the nature of it, most likely he'll only get at most sentenced to house arrest or probation. It's like, you got to be kidding me. Who wrote this article? Do you realize what's going on here? If you think that the judge would sentence something light like a house arrest or probation, put a 5 in the chat room. If you think this judge wants to do more, put a 6 in the chat room. What do y'all think? I'd like to see what y'all really think, because I think they're out to get him. They're going to do everything they can. Of course, Trump gets to appeal it. That's the good news. He gets an appeal. And I don't believe they're going to be able to put him in jail until after the appeals are. But here's the other crazy thing. The other crazy thing is the sentencing occurs on 11 June. The Republican National Convention begins on the 15th of June, just 4 days apart. If this judge does put a severe sentence out, what's the GOP convention going to look like? A lot of people can be fit to be tied. Praise Garden Family. Hey, how you doing? That's an interesting thing. So we got 2 garden channels in here tonight in the house, to include Jason, Green Country Agroforestry. You guys, go check his channel if you haven't been there already. Go check out Jason. Oh yeah, that's the other thing New Day's put out. Yeah, there's this Democratic congressman, they put it out there to try to revoke Secret Service protection even if he's a president for the T-man, should he go to jail? You got to be kidding me. That is like a capital punishment in this case. Yeah, it might be worse than going nowhere, Killer Smurf. It might be pushing daisies. Hi, Greg, running on Arizona time. Yeah, I may still be on Arizona time, but I got to adjust real quick. I got to be up. I'm not going to do a video probably tomorrow night unless I can come out and do something really early because I got to get up really early Sunday. That's why I'm in here now. There he is, Green Country Agroforestry. Hey, Jason. Guys, he's got some of the best gardening tips of anybody you'll find. Check his channel out. A lot of good information. That's one smart guy. Take it from me. When a rocket scientist says somebody's smart, take it to the bank. So, yeah, I've got two garden channels in here tonight. That's good. That's good. Because guys, that's what we all need to be doing is gardening. And so I got one of my tractors and I'm trying to get the other running because I need them to tear up some ground in Arizona. That's where I want to put my garden. It's pretty hard packed right now. So I need to plow it with a turning plow and then disc it. I got a turning plow, I got a disc, and I got a bush hog. I need to bush hog my fence line with so I can have easier access to get around the perimeter of the property. Yeah. Anyway, I know nothing. I have no truth. All right. So, yeah, we're in crazy times. It's God only knows where this is going. But the use of lawfare is off the charts. It's the state of deep, doing anything they can to stay in power. That's what. Hey, all the sun. She's all the sun. I'm all is on. Allah sun. All is on. All the sun. Allah sun. All right, that's my last name. Thank you, New Days, for sharing the True Leaf Market link. Yeah, you guys need to check that out. It's not too late to get seeds. Not at all. So this thing on Russia is really cooking, guys. Killer Smurf with them also spraying all that stuff. I wonder if it's affecting the garden plants. I don't think they're spraying as much as some people think. Or, a lot of it is water vapor, but then again, they're spraying something. I've had two occasions I stood outside and I saw this white stuff just drifting out of the sky, this powdery stuff. What the Sam Hill is that? What the Sam Hill is that? So I built a greenhouse at David Potter. Good move. Eden Brothers, thank you for sharing that one too. I should have pulled those sites up. I do have a few websites I'm going to share with you guys. As y'all know, Krakenov has been a long advocate in Russia of using a tactical nuke and using one really soon. He said it should have already been done. And now he's on the inner circle, the inner staff of Putin. And Putin's got his nukes in the border with Ukraine, doing live tactical nuclear exercises with live nukes. Well, is Krakenov having influence? Now, Krakenov isn't the only one making such claims that the nukes need to be used. No, he's not the only one over there doing that. Let's see. Let's do some share here. There is a one Mr. Dmitry Suslov is also making similar statements. I have a ton of articles I was needing to pull up to you guys. Peskov was the guy I was trying to think of the name for it. Peskov, yeah. Dmitry Peskov. That's the one I was talking about earlier. I couldn't get the word connected in my mind. It's late. I've not got much sleep lately, so bear with me, guys. So let's go in. Truth hurts. Yeah, it does. Hey, boss man. Hey, y'all. Truth does hurt. some, those that can't abide by it. It hurts those that want to believe stuff that's not true. I've seen different articles about him demonstrating a nuclear detonation, how serious they are. Yeah, they're really, really talking it to beat the band now. So up. So there you go. Yeah, it's putting that's throwing shade on scat. Anyway, let's do a few articles here. So we're not going to go so late tonight. Killer. I'll check the link that Michelle put up earlier before we get done here. See who's availed themselves of that opportunity. Yeah, I'm bushed, guys. I'm bushed. But it's just so much going to have to come in. All right, guys. Now, here's the interesting thing. In spite of all this, Trump just had, we got another super chat. Let me go and see who that was. Whoa, it's the damn button. Trident. Hey, Trident. Salute you. Thank you, Trident. Well, Trump's getting a lot of support in spite of him being found guilty of 34 counts. He suddenly had a record-breaking fundraising. Guys, that's more than $1 million for each account. 39 million. He got 49 counts of 34 counts against him. Record-breaking fundraising after the guilty verdict. But a lot of people are rallying to support him now. Some people are, of course, there will be some weak people that, were kind of on the fence whether they'd vote for him or not, may not, but there's a lot of people also rallying to him. So they broke Trump's side from all the donations. Well, there you go. Well, unfortunately, in the bigger scheme of things, nuke war may trump our civil war. So here it is. Dmitry Suslov, it's time for Russia to think about a demonstrative nuclear test. Now, if y'all might remember, what I did share with you guys, I think before I ran out to Arizona, or maybe I talked it on my trip out there, there is the foreign minister of Poland. The foreign minister of Poland, now maybe he did, and I just didn't hear, I've not heard they talk about this. Maybe I just missed it. The foreign minister of Poland, I'd be surprised if he missed this one. The foreign minister of Poland, Mr. Sirkowski, what's his name? Radioslav. Is that right? Yeah, Radioslav Sirkowski, foreign minister of Poland, came out and said the United States had already told Russia that if they use a tactical nuke, even if nobody's harmed, that the United States would attack and destroy all Russian assets in what the United States deems to be Ukraine, that the United States would attack. Is that true? Well, you can bet if we attempt that, it's definitely war on. So we are really close here, guys. We're on the precipice of something very ugly occurring maybe really soon. How soon, I don't know for a fact, but I've talked about that to you guys before. Heard the site crash of the donations. There you go, guys. So there's a lot of people just aren't having it. Wonder why. Just wonder why. Oh yeah, guys, all this stuff going. It might be time to really consider prepping. Maybe hit the refresh on this to make sure that this is still good. Yeah. Oh wow, 3-month supply, $200 off. Well, they actually upped it a little bit there. It's been a while since they offered that much off on 2-month supply. Or you can get the 1-month supply if you go to prepwithgreg.com. You got to go to prepwithgreg.com to get that deal. And that's what ensures me that I get cut of it. All right, guys. So, as you know, the Biden administration now has gone along with a lot of the other European countries and permitting Ukraine to strike into Russia with American weapons. Now, supposedly this is to defend Kharkiv because the Russians are massing huge forces on the border there. Kharkiv is just right next to Russia anyway. It's one area Russia doesn't hold. It's the second largest city in Ukraine. But supposedly the United States is saying, yeah, we're only going to authorize these weapons to be used in that instance for that purpose, so the Ukraine can defend themselves. But really, there are other reports out suggesting that there's a secret authorization to go deep inside Russia with these weapons. And it comes from Politico. Is that going to happen? You tell me. I don't know, guys. But that's where the things are slipping toward. That's what a lot of the European countries, Poland, the Baltic countries, and I think maybe, yeah, they're definitely calling for this, and a few of the others. Of course, France is sending troops into Ukraine. So it's now supposedly it's for training and support, but this is all just cooking up, guys. We are on a slippery slope, and it's getting steeper and slippier by the minute, heading for a full-blown WWIII, NATO-Russia war. Could that be happening? Again, NATO countries. This is TASS. This is an official Russian news agency. All news in Russia is approved by the government, really. NATO countries have approved strikes with their weapons on Russian territory and should be aware that their equipment and specialists will be destroyed, not only in Ukraine, but from any point where Russian territory is attacked. Russian Security Council's deputy chairman Dmitry Medvedev, he's deputy only to Putin. Yeah, this is a guy that always makes a lot of warnings, but he's getting pretty serious now. All their military equipment and specialists firing against us will be destroyed, both on the territory, former Ukraine and other territories of other countries. Now, see, what the West has also talked about is, and Poland's talked about this quite explicitly, is attacking, basically, let's set up a defense perimeter for Ukraine, similar to what we did for Israel when Iran attacked, shooting down missiles at an aircraft, based like a no-fly zone, a missile shield. So that might also qualify for in that regard. So anyway, oh yeah, this should have been grouped with other stuff. So yeah, Biden is saying, oh, it's dangerous to question Trump's guilt. Don't be questioning that. It's dangerous. What's he mean by that? Oh my gosh, guys. Freedom of speech is in peril, guys. Anyway, Moscow says nuclear threat, no bluff. And here is Dmitry Medvedev. He was the only other president to serve after Putin, and kind of in between some of Putin's different times as president. There's only been 3 presidents in modern Russia: Boris Yeltsin, Putin, and Medvedev. So even though he's been the bad dog, playing the bad dog in the whole scheme of things, he is a man of power. So don't totally discount him. A lot of people are just ignoring him because he's been saying a lot of stuff. But don't discount him. All right. Zero hedge. A banana republic is here. Well, I think a lot of us agree with that. Oh, that's Nate. Didn't watch all that. But anyway, showed him on his tractor. Well, I've been in my bus trying to move stuff out. Anyway, guys, with everything going on, you need to consider the file. I haven't really scanned through these and cleaned these sites up. I just opened a few. I got a lot of stuff to open. I have a lot of people asking me, Greg, what's your affiliate link for Defy the Grid? You don't use an affiliate link to help me with Defy the Grid. Use coupon code GreenGregs. If you go here to get gold backs, use the coupon. I've had several people asking me that lately. Use the coupon code GreenGregs. Just go straight to their website and use the coupon code. That works. Help me and help you. You get 1% off when you use that discount code. And I get 1%. All right, guys. Let's back up here. Well, the big earthquakes are usually over here in this region. 6.2 in the Kermadec Island. Got one down here. Big one. 6.2 Prince Edward Islands region. Look over here, though, on this side of the Ring of Fire, guys. Really active, really active. Lots of big earthquakes over here. Japan, Taiwan, all over. There we go. Yuling City. Yeah. Over here in Papua New Guinea. Papa's always popping. Timor, Indonesia. Oh, we got two up here in China, looks like. Western Xinjiang, 5.6. Space weather. Well, this old sunspot group, the 3664, is still active. It's part of this 3697. There's always two spots in that, two major spots. And they're showing it here. Asteroids. 0.8 is already passed. We're already in June now. So we just come in June 1st. So we don't know anything big and bad coming at us. It's always after the fact we find these. How many times have I said that? I'm not going to know the weather today, guys. I got tons of other things I would open if I just had time. I just thought it was important to come in here and just chat with you guys a little bit, given this whole Banana Republic fiasco going on, the lawfare, and just given the tensions that are still cranking up in Europe with China, with North Korea. Guys, if you're not prepping, what are you doing? And if you're in the United Kingdom, the weather has been so wet, they're expecting huge food price inflation in the United Kingdom. We have anybody in the house in the United Kingdom tonight? We often get somebody in here from the United Kingdom. Well, maybe a little bit late here for starters. We usually get a few people in the UK. Anyway. I'll just kind of look at some of the chat in here. Excuse me, guys. Maybe I will be able to get to sleep tonight. I'm going to hook up the CPAP tonight. Maybe I'll actually sleep a little bit. I don't know. Hope so. But I got to get up fairly early and it is late. Three Democratic senators quit their party down. I knew Manchin did from West Virginia, but he's not running again. Three? Wow. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. What the heck? I'm just trying to scroll and it's taking actions. That's not what we're trying to do. What the heck happened here? Hang on, guys. Just trying to scroll. It's not that you hit things. Things happen. Tracy, sorry I unsmurfed you, but you just got re-smurfed. I'm just trying to scroll the screen and it just takes action sometimes. All I'm trying to do is scroll it. Oh my gosh. Sorry about that. Well, hey, Tracy. Salute to you. Thank you very much. Thank you for the fine super chat. Wow. Thank you all, guys. I don't New Days gave me a bus once. New Days gave me a bus. Here's a bus New Days gave me. So this is good to illustrate what we're talking. Now, my bus don't have the engine compartments out front. The engine is actually, sitting back in here. And the drive wheels, the steering wheels are actually back here. I mean, I'm sitting up here and the steering wheels are behind me. That's a little different, you got to get used to that. That's a little different way of driving, Not to mention the bus is 40 foot long. It's a beast. But, all kind of people want to know how in the world I got stuck. Now, the deal is this. I'm driving I got to come down a hill into a wash, back up a little rise, and into another wash and back up again. Well, that second wash is kind of high on that side. And so, you go down and you can get stuck on that first hill. And I'd really plowed a huge furrow there, coming back up that thing, going down to the next hump. And then when you start coming back on the next side, it wants to hit there again. But this time, there was no soil. It was a shelf of bedrock. That hitch hung on that shelf of bedrock. Rear tires were in the air. Everybody's thinking, well, as I said, wash. Oh, it was mud and you got flooded. No, no, no. It's a dry wash right now. If it rains, it's not dry. But it's the whole problem was a geometry problem, and the geometry was that we had to cut the tail hitch out. I had to actually cut it out, and also I hired a guy with a skid steer to take down the roads a little bit more to adjust the slopes to make it a little easier to get out. It cost me a pretty penny. Both of those things cost me this weekend. But even with all that done, the buses got hooks underneath in the front so it can be towed out by one of those big wreckers that pulls diesel trucks off the. You ever see a diesel truck goes off the highway, on the interstate, and it's like 40 foot down, 60 foot down in the woods below. This ginormous wrecker comes. They use those grapple hooks to pull those vehicles up. So I got two in the back and two in the front, and those grapple hooks are still hitting hard. In fact, my first day after he adjusted it was my first trip out of there with the bus, and I made it okay. The second day when I tried, my red van blew a tire, and I discovered I didn't have the little wrench tool that goes with the jack, and I had left my deep well sockets. I can't find them. They're still here somewhere. I should have had those with me. I could have taken care of if I had them. So take lane. Yeah, well, I had to have a generator set. The generator was down at the site, and I couldn't get to it. So, in fact, I didn't even run my generators this time. But yeah, I should have had a generator to do side. I didn't have a side grinder with me either, but it would have been cheaper to bought one, probably generator too, than one. I don't know. It might not have been cheaper to buy a generator, but I paid a pretty penny to get around. But I paid more for the skid steer work. The slopes are better, but I still hit with those hooks. And if I had a hitch on there, it would still be hit. But with the hitches off and all that combined, the labels get in and out. In fact, my neighbor helped me raise the road up some before I got the skid steer, and that's how I actually got it back there in the first place. That and using another friend loaned me some plastic, what do you call them, ramps that you drive a vehicle up on to do oil change. Tore one of them up, but I had tried to use some metal ramps, and I couldn't get traction on metal ramps. The plastic ramps worked, but we had to jack it up, just stick them underneath them. And we was doing a lot of jacking, a lot of trying to do the other hitch. We had a lot of stuff going on, trying to make it work. But the next day, though, when I tried to get out, I went up that hill, and the bus quit, and I had to go back. I tried it again. I tried to get a little bit further back and go faster, and it still quit. So I had to get further back, and then shifted it down and finally got over the hill. My final trip out of there. So I was having to use the bus to go around town. I had a flat on the Cherry, a little red van called Cherry. So finally, the last trip out, I just came off the other, just beat the band. I mean, I hit that hill hard and fast, and nobody had to shift down. It roared up that hill. But there's on the front of the van, there's these windshield wiper doors. Each windshield wiper has basically its own door. We can open it up and work on that. And once you open those two, you can open the grill to get to the front. And it's got these latches on it that normally had been working till then. And then this latch, I guess something broke about it. That windshield wiper flew open, and I thought a juniper bush hit it and was going to rip it off. It didn't get ripped off. I tried to relatch, and it was fine for a while. And then things just started coming unlatched. And I was looking around in my bus, and I usually carry bungee cords with me. Usually quite a few. I couldn't find no bungee cords. The only thing I found to tie that up with, I'll show you guys a picture over here. Maybe you can see it. Sometimes you can see pictures of my phone. Sometimes you can't. I use some hillbilly engineering, and I'll show you my solution. Twing, 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 twing. Hope y'all can see this. Those are jumper cables. I found a whole new use of jumper cables. There. Where's it? There we go. That's the door that popped open. It swung the whole thing out. And but hey, New Days, thank you. Oh, Killer Smurf's missing a wrench. Okay, Killer Smurf, what happened there? Oh, maybe she's got one on Greengrave's not here. We'll fix that. All right, Killer Smurf. I can get the buttons to work here. La 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 la. Add as moderator. Boing. Boing. All right, Killer Smurf. You've been smurfed. The Smurf is smurfed. All right. So, yeah, I found a whole new use for jumper cables. But when I actually got in some wetness, I found that windshield wiper wasn't run. So I had to undo. Well, before that, I actually got one of those stretchy straps. It's supposed to be like 3 foot long. I think I've got that thing stretched over 4 foot now. I got it at Love's to try to, just a little extra security to go with that jumper cable. When I took the jumper cable off, I left this on. It's one of those stretchy straps with hooks on each end. Unfortunately, it's too stretchy. That door was flopping a lot more than it was with the jumper cables. The jumper cables work better. I usually have a lot of cord and different things with me and duct tape. I didn't have them. The jumper cables work best, although one of the jumper cables lost its claw, but those jumper cables got a little too hot last time I used them anyway, and I got another set in the bus. I had two sets of. So jumper cables are cheap compared to losing your access door with your wipers and all that stuff. Or I was spending a lot of time stopping the bus. I mean, I got where the last time before I put those jumper cables on, I only made it a few hundred feet and it swung open again. It's like, you gotta be kidding me. I was stopping. So I'll never get to Alabama this way. It's killing me. Also, I was having to pull off the side of the road a lot. On the side, when you pull off the side of the road, you run a big risk of flat tires. So that's where all the junk and shrapnel is. And bus tires cost 500 and something, 560, 580 on a good day. I mean, nearly $600 per bus tire. It's like, I don't want to risk blowing a bus tire, messing around this thing anymore, being late. I mean, there's a screw in there, a little set screw that is supposed to catch on the panel when you latch that latch. And I adjusted it one way, then I adjusted the other way, and both ways I adjusted it failed. And it might have just been the latch itself. It just got warped, when that thing swung open. I don't know what happened, but it's just not latching. Maybe it needs a new latch. No pollinators here. It's so cold yesterday. Oh, 52F maximum at 1. Where you at, John? So that's part of what I did. Now, I don't know if you guys were truck drivers. I've mentioned I had a little shimmy in the wheel, and it really wasn't that bad. And a lot of people thought it was out around tire or something like that. No, it wasn't a constant shimmy. It was just every now and then. It's a very intermittent thing. An out around tire or something like that would have been constant, and it would have been a frequency. Faster you went, smoother it get, right? Or worse it would get. It was nothing like that. It's every now and then, especially if you hit a bump. My last few miles coming home, I mean the last about 15 miles, I turned back on Highway 53. It got worse, a little bit worse. So I'm thinking, I need to do something with that before I have to run again. So that was a little disconcerting. Fuel to take the loaded bus out there was $720. Fuel coming back was $580. That's not cheap. It's not cheap. $1,300 of fuel for one round trip. That is not cheap. Wow. And I got several more trips to make. So I really appreciate all the help, guys. A few more trips to make. So I gotta take Blue out there. I'm gonna move my enclosed trailer. I'm gonna use it in conjunction with the tiny home. I think that's gonna be my living room. Maybe a extra clothes storage and maybe some book storage or something. Yeah, yeah. And I'll use it to move some of my more valuable tools out because it's all lockable. And maybe temporary storage for them. Redneck engineering requires duct tape in your toolbox. I usually have a roll. I mean, I probably have a roll right here. I keep that stuff everywhere, but I was in a hurry getting out there. Now, just some things I was in such a hurry, and a lot of things just weren't going well. Stuff wasn't happening as fast as they should. So some things got missed this time. Yeah, heavy load cost a lot more. Now, Blue, my 1-ton truck, it costs me the same to run, loaded or unloaded. In fact, it gets a little better gas mileage loaded. I noticed that carrying big loads out of South Georgia. My estimated cost for running that thing round trip's about 1,500. It was 13 on the bus. I only got 6 miles a gallon. Gas is, pretty darn pricey. 6 miles a gallon with that thing. But she will pull anything. Oh my God, Blue is a beast for pulling. You might not be able to stop once you get it moving. You better have trailer brakes on your trailers. Now, we'll see. I don't know how Black Beauty, my big 2-ton truck, is going to do fuel wise. I got a lot of stuff to move and short time to do it. So dinking around with mechanic and work and how to do this and how to do that is, I don't have the luxury of time, guys. I got to be out of here within a month. Oh yeah, we had to use some electrical tape. We had a blinker problem uh, the night before I left, and uh, got that fixed. Yeah, I can't mention the person by name because they don't want to be identified. But somebody that's related to somebody that's real popular in our YouTube universe who's trying to stay under the radar. Right for first aid and cuts. Well, that's a good one. Oh, everybody asks me about pods. I get that all the time. Yeah, I checked 3 different pod sources. They all want to ship them to Phoenix. Everybody I talk to. But from Phoenix to Snowflake, it cost me a fortune. The bus is the cheapest. Everybody, people ask about U-Haul. No. U-Haul 1995 a day is in town only. You go cross country, thousands. The bus is cheaper. It's cheaper. It may have some little tiny little issues. Make sure, you know what? Blinker fluid. I don't think I need any blinker fluid killers tomorrow. Anyway, the blinker issue actually was a fuse that wasn't seated right. It wasn't blown, just wasn't seated right. It had to be reseated. Could be because everything is, the roads up there are like washboards. I mean, seriously, the roads have these ripples in them, like corduroy going across them. And you drive, it's yeah, it'll unscrew a steel ball. Those roads will unscrew a steel ball off. Blinker fluid. It's like that old VW Beetle radiator cap, right? I'll be sure to ask for one of them when I go and ask for the blinker fluid. Or the lumber stretcher. When you got something off too short, just use that lumber stretcher. Yeah, we wish, right? You just made my guts rattle. Oh my God. Yeah, they'll do that to you. I mean, it's rough on vehicles. Those roads are rough. And especially when you're hitting stuff with the hooks the way I'm having to hit them to get in and out. That's hard on the vehicle. All right, it's Crazy Family Garden. Glad you caught us tonight. And let me check. What I did my phone. Oh, here it is. Let's see who came in and availed themselves of the opportunity. Michelle Young, shared with us. If you go to my website, you can donate to me directly. They'll donate, unless you're not in the United States. It's only works for the United States. I may get that changed at some point when I get rid of all the other buttons. I think I can modify that, the donate button. Yeah, I'm getting long in the tooth here or something, whatever. Let's see. There it is. Nope, home button. There it is. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, awesome. We got 2 super chats tonight through the website link that Michelle shared. We got Michelle, $10, and Kim Possible hiding in the house, $25. Well, thank you both. Salute to you both. Thank you. Awesome, guys. Well, you started the month off on a good foot for me. I appreciate that, everyone. I really do. Well, I'm selling as much stuff as I can, Tracy. Selling a lot of stuff here, including most of my worm farm stuff, a lot of my micromarine stuff. I sold a walk-in cooler. Now, with through so much work gathering that stuff and putting it together, and so much work, time, and money, and it's all going poof. So, yeah, well, thank you, ladies, both. Guys, it is 4 in the morning. I've had 2 very long days, hard at it on the road, and I am bushed. I am bushed. So I am beat, bushed, and all week, not much sleep, not much at all. So it's catching up to me. Hope I can get a few winks tonight. Oh, 106 PSI to hold that door shut. I think I just installed a little mechanical latch on the outside, like a door latch. Like the one I put on that little door we put inside the thing. So, whew. All right, guys. Yeah, there are whole YouTube channels that do nothing. Yeah, hot shower. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. There's whole YouTube channels on living in buses and living in vans or building tiny homes. That's all they cover. How did I put all that together? Maybe I should start a separate YouTube channel for some of that stuff. And those channels usually do far better than what I'm doing on here. Niche topics. I'm too broad, I guess, here. Anyway. Yeah. Lord, folks. Buy a big 8-man frame tent. It's cheap to use for storage. You haven't seen the wind out there. That wind will rip anything. That'll rip stuff up. We put a tarp around my building and we nailed it down with planks, and it still got ripped. It blew up. So, yeah, that if you're trying to use tarps, it's tough. It's tough. The winds out there or something. Well, yeah, one thing I've done is I took some of the barrel halves I've used for some of my worm beds. I'm planning to convert some of those into a windmill. Have you ever seen barrel halves turned into windmills? Basically, people mount them on bicycle wheels, and they put like a car alternator in there and generate about 12, 13, 14 volts. I'm gonna look into that. I just gotta make sure I got the right kind of the power controller that can control and charge batteries appropriate between that and solar arrays, right? Got some lookout to do. Keep the coyotes out. Yeah. Coyotes or something else out there. Lots of coyotes. Lots and lots. I see coyotes every trip out there. A fair bit. Heard them at night. Hey, Bama J, morning to you. Alrighty, folks, we're going to call it a night. We've been going on here for 59 minutes. That's long enough for one night. All right, guys, I'm back, but not for long. Pretty soon, all this stuff is going to go in boxes and out of here. Everything you see behind me will be gone. And if you see me, it'll probably just be on my phone, eventually, or my laptop, once I get things set up out there. I thought I was not ready to live in. I'm out there living maybe some combination of my van and my bus for a while. The part of the bus is going to be temporary storage for stuff that's going to go into a little tiny home. But my little living quarters there, maybe I can amp it up and use that as an office and sleep in the van or vice versa or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Yes, I saw a guy built one of those wind generators out of barrels, put more weights in the barrel has. Oh, you got to put weights in them? Yeah, my plastic one's going to be kind of lightweight. It might be an issue, especially as heavy as the winds can get out there. So it'll be an experimental thing. Yeah, it'll be an interesting experiment. But I got plenty of barrel halves to work with. And pretty soon I'll be back out to Arizona again, back and forth. I need to find me some drivers to convoy with. Alrighty, folks. Yeah, getting the yonies here. I'm fighting them. I'm biting that yawn. Everybody yawn. Alrighty, folks. Hey, yeah. Thank you. Thank you, New Days. Well, I'm here. It's been an adventure getting stuck, and everything happens in the last few feet or a few miles on the trip, right? But all the way out there, no problem. I got stuck on the wash going into my place and coming back here. The shimmy got a little worse. Now, maybe it's a temporary thing, but I do need to have it looked at. I don't know whether to take that to a tire shop or to a mechanic. Lordy, some do a little bit of both. I work on front ends. I know I can't. I think my bus is too big for Pep Boys. Taft Tire could handle it, or my tractor mechanic guy, John Tuck, or I don't know. Anyway, guys. So with that, I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm probably not gonna post the usual thumbnails and all that tonight. It's just late. I'm beat. All the little links I'll usually post after the fact, show notes and stuff. I'm just gonna say thank y'all, everyone, for watching. Thank you, super chatters. Thank you, mods. Guys, we're in crazy times. Keep your eyes wide open, head on a swivel. And one of the biggest problems we have in our world today is the lack of love, the hatred. So, like Rex always says, be the change you want to see. I agree with that. I'll tune that in a little bit and say, as light dispels dark, love dispels hate, shine your love light in the world, friends. That's kind of like a one step at a time, one day at a time that Ed over Pepper Nurse One says. All good advice. Anyway, once again, how do I end this thing on this computer? I'm gonna forget. Anyway, record.